Hey friends, you know what time it is when you hear my voice. Welcome back. If you want to know where Bitcoin, Ethereum and the wider market is heading to next, this is the channel for you. Make sure to like and subscribe. Currently Bitcoin is at 71,000 US dollars. Yesterday it was a massive pump for Bitcoin. We saw a huge pump and everyone got excited. All the bulltards got extremely excited. From here to here we went up by 12%. But are we going to see higher prices? This was because of Trump told everyone we have a ceasefire and we have a great plan. Everything is under control. We've won the war. And it turns out the strait is still closed.
Psych! Y'all know what today is. Today is Taco Tuesday.
Nothing has changed and Bitcoin is still in a range. We haven't really done much, but the noise is very loud from the bulltards. Now congratulations, we didn't see capitulation. I was expecting a further capitulation. However, all the bulltards got really excited and managed to push the price up higher. For the meantime, this doesn't negate anything that I've been predicting the whole way through. This is just a bigger bear flag. That's all it is. Now, a lot of folks are asking me where we're heading. Are we going to go up to these higher ranges? Well, I'm here. I'll answer some of these questions for you. We'll go to the 1 week chart. You'll see a moving average right over here. Now, this moving average moves downwards slightly. Okay, we could retest this area one more time. We could even retest the negative on the golden support. We could retest this one more time and claim it once and for all as a bear market. It gets rejected, then every bulltard in the room can finally capitulate and understand where we are in the cycle. We've done this a few times during the previous cycles. We've retested his moving average right over here, and once again we've done this again during the previous cycle where we retested the golden support. Everyone got really bullish, thought it was the bottom, but in actuality it was actually a bear market rally, just like we're seeing today. Ladies and gentlemen, let them not convince you. They're gonna try their best to make you FOMO. Now crypto, the number one use case of crypto is FOMO. Control your FOMO and you'll be good. Let's head over to the smaller time frames, and to be honest, I'm not interested in prices like this. Look at the volume. Just look right over here at the volume. It looks non-existent, ladies and gentlemen. Yet we're pumping. This is not driven by real demand, ladies and gentlemen. We want to see actual volume. When the volume increases and the price also increases, that means it's real demand in those areas. Harmonics are quite powerful. You can use them in any kind of setup, in any kind of chart. Bitcoin is showing something similar, and if I show you a pattern from here on the lower time frame till there, till here, and then finally here, ladies and gentlemen, and just kind of show you something interesting. Now harmonic is different. This is a bearish harmonic retest, and the rule of thumb is that it should have a linear chart like this. It should be like this, and it should be like this. Now this is typically what we find in a harmonic chart. Some of them are bearish and some of them are bullish. Now I don't really often trade, but this is a bearish retest of the previous high. What we tend to do is we retest the lower areas where it started from, so around 65,000 US dollars. I never ever like to sit on fences. I'd rather be wrong. I'd rather honestly be wrong. I'm not going to give you, if we do this, we're going to go up higher. If we do that, I don't do that. I just am deterministic in my nature. That's how I play. I play for keeps. Now, I am still on the assumption that we should head lower. If not, then I'll have to put my hand up higher, and then we're going to retest the higher ranges of around 81,000 US dollars. We are living in a simulation, and there is nothing that has changed in my opinion, apart from some ebbs and flows, but practically we're doing the same thing that we've done in previous bear market. Now, on my left is this bear market. Everyone was fighting me, said, nope, we're not in a bear market, we're going up higher. calling bottoms every single way, and I kept on getting abuse every single way. This right over here is playing the same thing as 2022. I know it's all over the web now. Everyone's seeing it. Everyone can't believe it, and everyone wants to fight it. It is what it is. Now we had an upthrust right over here and an upthrust over here. We bounced and we headed down, selling climax, headed down, selling climax. We made this pattern right over here. It was a distribution yet again, but every clown at that time was saying that, yeah, this is the bottom. We're going to see higher prices to 100k during that period. Likewise, the same thing happened again. Every clown came out, said the same thing, and guess what? It was just an upthrust. We moved down into this trend line right over here, into this trend line right over here, identical. Now the tricky part is this, the next stage. Well, the next stage, we're still pretty much done something similar. Yeah, we had an upthrust. Likewise, we had another upthrust. Now it broke, but it doesn't mean that it's broken forever. Fractals can break slightly and then come back into its position once again. Now, I'm not going to give you too much narrative because they're all different. All of these narratives are different. Yeah, but the emotions are the same. The emotions are the same. These clowns come in, say, yeah, this is the bottom, and it's not the bottom. Now, this could set up as a bigger distribution, and we could head up higher. Yeah, I'm not against it, but I just don't see higher prices. That's my bias, but it could happen. All right, I'll give you this and we say, yes, 81, 82, 84, but I don't see it, ladies and gentlemen. I think it's a slight deviation, ladies and gentlemen, and we're just retesting this area as resistance. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. But if we make a new higher high, I'll come back on and I'll say, with my hands, I'm wrong and the bull tards were right. If we miss the capitulation moment, then from here to here, ladies and gentlemen, it went up 42%. So let's just say we play this again from here all the way to 42% will get us to around 84 to 85,000 US dollars. Then we headed all the way back down and we had a capitulation moment, a downturn from here to here of around 28%. And then we had our ultimate capitulation in Q3, Q4 of that bear market year. My expert opinion, ladies and gentlemen, I just think that more and more folks are going to get excited. The bull tards are going to get excited and the bear tards are going to get excited until we form a definitive answer. Just like here, it ranged for quite some time. Now, if we look at the time of that range, this was in January from here all the way until May 2022. This likewise is the same thing, ladies and gentlemen, from February Q1 all the way till now April. I think by May, ladies and gentlemen, we'll find a definitive answer in this range. You're all aware that I bought at 61,000 US dollars. That was my first entry. I'm waiting for lower prices. This is the bull bear market cycle indicator. So we have red for overbought, overheated bull. We have orange for bull. We have turquoise for bear. We have early bull for green. And then we have extreme bear conditions as blue. In this current cycle, we have not seen extreme bear market. We've seen it in every single cycle, yet this cycle, we haven't got to extreme bear conditions. The bull tards haven't been eliminated yet. We need the final bull to turn into a bear. There, ladies and gentlemen, marks the bottom. I warned you about oil, but you didn't believe me, did you? Everyone was celebrating, all the bull tards were celebrating. Now, I don't want oil prices to go up. It's going to affect me, it's going to affect my household, it's going to affect everyone. Shit.
That's all I got, big dog. That's all I got.
I really don't want it to go up, but if you read charts, ladies and gentlemen, you spend this much time with charts, you just know where this is heading, and it ain't gonna be pretty. In one of my previous episodes, ladies and gentlemen, I said it clear to everyone in the room, when this breaks out, you know, this trend line right over here, once that breaks out, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna find ourselves in a bull market for oil. And guess what? We are in a bull market for oil. Hate it or like it, love it or hate it. And I even said that oil's going to head to $120. Before anyone spoke about oil, I spoke about oil the first, guys. Like, let's not cap. And then I said oil is heading to 200. You guys still didn't believe me. You guys got very, very excited, extremely excited over some mere little candle. Yeah, this is it. It's over. Yeah, that's it. Let's move on, guys. And it's heading up higher, ladies and gentlemen. I recently tweeted, Wall Street will be in disbelief. They will be in disbelief. Most of the bulltards are just going to say that this is nothing, ladies and gentlemen, but this is major for CPI. In the next 20 days, we're going to get the FOMC meeting, and there is no change. Hold for longer, ladies and gentlemen. And about a year ago, I made a prediction. I'm going to find it for you in the right time. I'm going to drop it in the right time. I made a crazy prediction about interest rates. This is probably one of my favorite charts. This is the SPX, ladies and gentlemen. We formed an Adam and Eve in 2022 bear market, formed an Adam and Eve in this current bear market. In 2022 bear market, the Russia-Ukraine war started on Thursday, the 24th of February, and this current bear market, Epic Fury, started on the 28th of February. Same thing applies. We had this massive bounce. Now, in the previous episode, I did mention and I said we're going to head down, then up. But turns out this is going to be our bear market rally. This is going to be the biggest bull trap that the world has ever seen. Biggest ever. This is what we like to call an exhaustion candle. Markets are extremely exhausted here, like extremely exhausted. Now imagine you threw the kitchen sink at these prices and it will still not make all-time new highs. And that's when the bulltards will finally capitulate and realize that we need to go to safer pastures. We need to go to better places. But unfortunately, these city boys are still believing Trump. For every word he says, it's like Bible, it's like gospel. Every word he says, they believe it until the day they don't believe it anymore. It reminds me of Doge, and I'm talking about the coin, Dogecoin, and Elon. Elon had a massive effect on Doge. 5 years later, if he mentions Doge, it doesn't even move at all. Trump has a lot of power, but the market will realize, city boys and all of these Wall Street boys will realize that I lost and we're heading back down. A measurement from here to here, that will be a drawdown of around 10 to 15%, which is corrective territory. I'm looking for something far more deeper, but we'll speak about that on another time frame. Likewise, Ethereum doing the exact same thing. We had an upthrust right over here. Distribution, selling climax. We made this pattern right over here, same thing, picture perfect. Then everyone started to see this fractal, and the point is, when too many people see a fractal, it sometimes slightly breaks. But ultimately, we are in this range, ladies and gentlemen. We're still in a range. We're above it, below it, above it, below it. We're really doing nothing much. We're doing the same thing here. Fractals, they sometimes break and then they sometimes go back into its fractal. Let's talk about Bitcoin dominance. Ooh, I know everyone hates Bitcoin dominance, but I know we're gonna feel the wick, ladies and gentlemen, and we're heading up higher to this area. It looks like it's ready, prime and ready. It's just been consolidating, and we're gonna break. Now, is this gonna happen on a Bitcoin pump or a Bitcoin dump? We're going to find out. Now, I know a lot of folks are very, very excited about their crypto because it's showing relative strength. But our biggest roadmap, and I've shown this many times on the channel, when to buy altcoins, when to buy shitcoins. Ladies and gentlemen, it's about to break down. This is total 3 divided by Bitcoin. And once we hit this area, 0.27, that is where you buy, ladies and gentlemen. You never ever buy at these ranges. Never. You don't touch it, ladies and gentlemen. Wait for this to break down. It's taking a long time because folks are very, very stubborn. Altcoins all have the same fate. We all fall in love with them and it ends in tragedy. We always do this. Every single cycle, this happens. We fall in love, think it's a lottery ticket, think it's going to help us get out of our 9-to-5s or whatever situation we are in life. But instead, the real answer is provide value to the world. Provide actual value to the world, and you'll see your net worth increase. Now, these coins are gone and they will never ever come back. Just like many coins, they will never come back. Bitcoin, Ethereum, That's what I hold, ladies and gentlemen. It's no secret. And I hold small amounts of other altcoins, but that's going to be near the tail end of the bull market. So I hold Bitcoin heavy, Ethereum heavy, and then the other rest is the rest. Join our private members to stay ahead of the curve. See you on the next one. Peace.